Hello, everyone. This is Nick Ndongo from Team Phoenix Consultants. This is our final sales management report that's based on Asablo East Africa. The two members will be me, Nick Ndongo, as the assistant team leader, and my colleague Robert Mitei, who's the team strategist. Robert won't be available for now, but I will be stepping in for both of us on the final project. Now, our problem statement is on the security lock solutions company called Asa Abloy. Phoenix Consultants have been looking to help Asa Abloy in management of sales because Asa Abloy is using the traditional door-to-door marketing and manual sales management type of systems. So we looked to introduce new methods of sales management through the implementation of an ERP software, that's Enterprise Resource Planning Software, of which this software was looking to link the Kenyan, Ugandan, South African, just basically the whole of African businesses owned by Asa Abloy into one basic system. So we also look to implement technology with marketing by creating digital marketing techniques that will be used through print media, social media, and on the ground in terms of flyers, posters, banners, print media. So yes. Now, basically, our core objectives of the ERP software is to enhance the customer relationship management that's between Asa Abloy and their customers. So, Asa Abloy being able to manage all their customers around around Africa, basically. We also want to deal with error controlling. We also want to be able to impact the reduction of inventory costs. Also, knowing real-time information about business field strategies. Since Asa Abloy is got as many companies in Africa alone, we need them to have real-time management of every transaction that is made by every company in real time. And then we also want to deal with ROI, that's return on investment. So the ERP software will be provided an integrated view of core business processes, often in real time, using common databases maintained by a database management system. So basically, there'll be a database management system that will be able to control everything that the ERP software has to reflect towards the company. The ERP systems will also track business resources, cash, that means cash, raw materials, production capacity, and also the status of business commitments. That means the orders that are done, the purchases that actually come in and actually are being purchased from outside, and also payment of Asa Abloy's employees. The ERP system will also include characteristics like an integrated system that operates in real time without relying on periodic updates. Because at times they find softwares that for them to be able to show something in real time, you need to update the system or refresh it for a transaction that has just been made, let's say in Uganda, to be reflected in Kenya. So this system will look actually to the minute a transaction is inputted in the system, it's able to come in directly in real time. It also, another characteristic is that it's a common database that supports all core applications. So we know Asa Abloy runs digital lock systems. That means thumbprints, fingerprints. All these softwares can be able to be integrated with our ERP system, so that if the Asa Abloy can be able to track how many fingerprints in the whole of Africa has the system registered in a day. We also want to have a consistent look and feel across modules. There'll also be an installation of the system will be elaborate application. That means we'll use an application on the main database. Then it will also have data integration by the information technology department, the IT department, provided the implementation is not done in small steps. So we will look to implement the ERP software in full, not halfway, not first quarter, second quarter. Yes. And again, we also want to look at the functional areas of the ERP software. We also have financial accounting. It's a very big part of Asa Abloy because they're actually doing a lot of sales and door solutions for companies. We'll also want to look at management of accounting. That means whatever costs coming in out of the business, whatever is debts they have, debits and credits. We'll also deal with human resource. That means employment. So they manage as many employees. They know how many employees. They know when they're doing payments and payroll. It's done remotely from any place in the country. We also do order processing, the amount of orders that have been done for door systems, lock systems. We also do with customer relationship management. That's CRM. That basically means with the database that actually helps them manage customers and customer details. Moving on, we have the implementation of the ERP software will be as follows. We'll have a stage 1, which is process preparation. The company will have to first analyze their business processes. This is key for the ERP system to be able to take shape in the organization. So it's important actually for a lot of companies who want to implement an ERP system to be able to analyze business processes so as to help implement the ERP system by identifying opportunities for process modernization, because we're actually living in a new world where technology has taken a lot of shape. So before we implement a software or a system, we need to have analyze the business modules so that you're able to find the opportunity to modernize the software according to what ASA Abloy do. Configuration of the system is phase 2. This will entail balancing the way the company wants the system to work with the way the system was designed. Because when you get an ERP software, it has a programmed way it's supposed to work. So now when we talk of balancing what the company wants the system to do, if ASA Abloy are looking to know how many electric doors they have sold out, we'll have to configure that into the system, so that whenever ASA Abloy go into the database to find out how many electric door systems have they sold, it will automatically be able to show them that. Okay, now we're back onto digital marketing. This is basically the process of communicating to an audience in order to inform them about various products or services. Now we have different strategies for digital marketing. We have SEOs, those are search engine optimizations. Search engine optimizations actually helps ASA Abloy to be able to be fast on top of a search panel. So like if you look at Google, when you go into Google and type ASA Abloy, we want ASA Abloy to be amongst the first five companies that are there. So that's what we're talking about, SEO. So we want to strategically put ASA Abloy as the top 5 whenever you search for electric door, a word for like electric door or lock system. We're also looking to do social media strategies. This is basically going online, capturing customers where they flock most. That's also having like we can take an example for Facebook, have ASA Abloy's photos of lock systems on Facebook also, that when a customer clicks on a lock system, it leads back to the website. We also have online press releases, that means blogs, write-ups online. We also want to do with analytical data. The implementation of digital marketing strategies will be brand awareness, basically just to get the name known out there, what ASA Abloy do, everything they do. And then also communication, especially with customers, how you ASA Abloy communicate with customers. The functional areas of the digital marketing need to perform marketing research to use the appropriate digital platforms. Also develop digital marketing strategies for specific times of the year. That is very important, that the strategies are up to date. And then also consider advantages offered by the different digital channels. That means YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. That means print media, newspapers. We also want to evaluate the effectiveness of your digital marketing strategies. That means every year we'll analyze how effective has the previous year's digital marketing strategy for ASA Abloy been effective to them. As you see here, we're looking at how the ERP affects ASA Abloy. So there's a diagram here that shows that the ERP software will create a very wide management for ASA Abloy. That means task management, project management, the sales coming in and out, client management, vendor management, CRM software for managing employees. We also have payroll for payments, human resource, that's management still of employees. Then also there's employee management, that's integrated now. Again, on the digital strategies, we have various strategies. The diagram here is showing that we're dealing with e-commerce, e-books, mobile applications, online advertising, and SEO and SEM. We also have social media. So we have a very wide variety of solutions that ASA Abloy can zero in onto. We're looking at their market share based on 2015. So in 2015, ASA Abloy has a market share of about 1% in Africa. Apart from being around the world, they have a market share of 1%. Now this 1% has really been contributed by the marketing strategies that they use, and which are the three main. That's exploiting the strength of brand portfolio. That's also increasing growth in core business, and lastly, expanding into new market segments. That's a very key number of strategies that ASA Abloy uses to actually be able to gain 1% of market share in Africa. Moving on to the two, we've zeroed in onto the two major African countries that ASA Abloy works with, and that is South Africa and Kenya. So in South Africa, ASA Abloy's strength lies in its brand, how well it's known, and how good of services they actually give. So ASA Abloy's market presence in South Africa is felt by various ASA Abloy companies in the country. It is perceived as a very stable and multinational firm in South Africa because all the products sold in Africa are actually imported from South Africa. So basically, they're manufactured in South Africa, then transported to other countries. As you can see here, we have Union, which is architectural furniture. We have Tesa, which is the lock system solutions. Among many other, we have Yale with a security lock system of any kind. These are the companies that are basically featured in South Africa. So this tells you that ASA Abloy has really rooted themselves in South Africa. Moving on to Kenya, you can see, as you can see in the diagram, in the images here, that ASA Abloy has a number of companies. We have Tablocks. This is basically electrical and electronic and motorized locking solutions. That means for car doors, sliding doors. You know, ASA Abloy have really established themselves in South Africa and in Kenya highly. We have companies like Adams Wright that are door and door hardware products. That's it for the team. It was nice presenting this to the client. We've had a few challenges here and there as a team, but as from me and my colleague Robert Mitei, thank you for listening.